Hello everyone. This presentation is about how to motivate learning in students who are struggling, especially when it seems like they don't want help. Even if we forget the statistics, our own experience in schools, I think, can vouch for the fact that in every class of, say, 30 students, there is at least one student who's unable to perform as well as the rest of the class, perhaps due to one or more learning difficulties or disabilities. Such an academic struggle may look different in different students. Maybe the child is in 6th grade and is still learning at a first grade level. Maybe the child seems to be participating and understanding in class, but when it comes to tests, they are not able to perform. Maybe the student seems completely lost, will never volunteer to answer teachers' questions, will never take initiative. It appears as if they've given up on their academics. So, you're a well-intentioned and diligent teacher or school system. You've identified one or more such students who are not performing at the expected level. You have attempted to create support systems to help such students. I'm assuming you're here because you have hit roadblocks. The student seems to resist the extra help directly or through their actions. Say you're offering extra classes. Maybe the student is not turning up to the extra classes, or turns up but hardly pays attention, or is disruptive, or doesn't complete their homework and classwork. Of course, assuming that the task is well within their capabilities. This is what Thomas Newkirk calls the paradox of offering help, resistance to well-intentioned efforts to help. Now, what does a teacher do at this point? Constantly trying and failing to motivate a student who doesn't even want to try is very demotivating for the teacher. When the student walks 2 steps forward, the teacher is energized to walk 4 steps forward even. But when students won't budge from their position or maybe even walk backwards, it's very hard for the teacher to keep believing. How do we then motivate the student? In this video, I will share a few suggestions that are rooted not only in my experience, experiments, failures, and eventual breakthroughs, but also in the psychological and social realities of struggling learners. So, number 1, stubbornly believe that the student wants to succeed. In the words of Ross Green, kids do well if they can. So if the student is not doing well, it doesn't mean they are unmotivated. It means they lack the skills to do well. It's hard to believe that a student is not disinterested in academic success, especially when they tell you so directly or show it repeatedly through their actions. It's possible that it's true at the moment, but when we accept this lack of motivation as the reason for their failure, it undermines the long, hard, arduous journey they might have had so far, probably repeated failures, embarrassment, and even humiliation. So when they say, I don't care, I suggest you hear it as, I don't care at the moment. I suggest you stubbornly believe that this can change if the student gets the right support. Number 2, offer choice. Let all students in the class, irrespective of whether they are struggling or not, know the details of extra support available and allow them to choose if they'd like to avail it. The key here is that this can't be fake choice. It has to be true choice. Now, suppose a student who definitely needs the help says no. Accept the no unconditionally. This means the student should not face any disapproval from the teacher for saying no, directly, indirectly, or subtly. Start teaching the students who choose to join, even if it is just one. Trust me, ripple effects will follow. Peer recommendations saying that the extra class is good, it's safe, learning there is helpful, will do more than you ever could to recruit more students to avail the support. And more importantly, choice ensures that whoever is attending because they want to, not because they are forced to. Number 3, enable immediate academic success. Focus at least 50% of your effort on immediate academic success. For example, if your extra class is to provide support in spelling, choose words from their current textbooks. If you're supporting the student in reading, let them learn reading through their history or science textbook. So as long as the child is failing in a regular class, any amount of assurances from the teacher's side that they're on the right track in the extra class and that they'll get better eventually will not convince them. Improvement in scores will give them the motivation to return to class, maybe to study for an extra 5 minutes when they feel like they'd rather be on Instagram. And this may also increase their social status in the class. To conclude, here's a recap of the 3 suggestions I offered. Due to time constraints, I'm briefly offering 4 additional suggestions on this slide. Prioritize content, establish clear entry and exit criteria for the extra class, address stigma and bullying, create a safe class culture, make availing the support cool and aspirational by providing a clean and inviting physical space, by opening the support up for successful students as well. You can find an extended version of this presentation on my website. I look forward to connecting with you all on Twitter or email.